Hey, how you doing? Yeah, you really didn't sound so great on the phone, so I thought that maybe you should come around and we'll see if we can make you feel a little better. Yeah, you might not want to talk, that's totally fine. You might not want to hash it out, but if you do want to, that's also fine. So it sounds like you had a really hard couple of days. Yeah. Yeah. I know it's hard when things go wrong and when you feel like you have no control over things. Well, why don't you just hang out here for a while? And if you feel like talking, we can do that. If you would like to be silent, we can do that. If you want me to talk, I'm very happy to do that. Whatever you need. Okay? Yeah, sure. I can talk. I know that you find it challenging to be open with how you feel about things, and I know that most people find it quite confronting and difficult to be really honest about their emotions, and I know that a lot of us really beat ourselves up about the way that we feel, and I just want to reassure you that however it is that you do feel, that's perfectly fine. I just want to hold a space for you. I want to be here to listen if you need to talk, and I will talk if you need to listen. And you have my absolutely undivided attention for as long as you need it. So, how about we talk about this day that you've had? You mentioned that it had been a series of disappointments, and I don't think that you should underestimate how much it can impact on you when things that you have put into motion start to feel like they're all going wrong. I know that you are someone who has a lot of balls in the air at one time, and it seems to me that you do put a lot of pressure on yourself to keep them juggling, and perhaps at times like these, when a number of them seem to fall at once, it can be really tempting to blame yourself for this, perhaps to accuse yourself of having bitten off more than you can chew. But I just want to tell you that the way that you choose to operate is absolutely outstanding. And if you didn't aim high and if you weren't as ambitious as you are, then you wouldn't be achieving the things that you're achieving. And we all suffer setbacks, and it can be so difficult when you feel like the things that are crucial to you are out of your control. None of this is an indication that you have failed in some way, or that your talents are not good enough, or that you're not a good person, because you are one of the best. I think that I can say that. You are an old friend of mine now, and we've known each other for some years, and I can say with authority that you are one of the greatest persons out there. And if it helps, I hugely admire you and everything that you do. And I know that you're not someone who particularly chases the envy of other people, or who measures their self-worth by how much other people covet what they have. But perhaps it will make you feel just a tiny bit better in this moment to know that I personally envy you greatly. I think that you are blessed with all of the qualities that a person might want to have. You are intelligent and funny and very kind and full of light and circumspect. You are analytical. You are self-reflective. You're interesting. And something that I may never have told you is that you have in fact a sense of destiny following you. It seems very clear to me that there are very, very big things in store for you. And it may feel today and yesterday and maybe this whole week as though forces like destiny are working against you. But I want to assure you in the most ardent terms that destiny is on your side, and it is so obvious to the people around you. You have big things behind you, and you are in the middle of big things, and you have huge things in front of you. And the fact that you are in the middle of big things cannot be underestimated. None of this is a cakewalk. None of what you do is easy. No aspect of your life is as simple as you perhaps credit yourself for. So don't give yourself a hard time. You are battling demons and monsters and dragons, but you have exactly what it takes to do this. Is there anything that you want to say or talk about or express? Because, like I said, you have my absolutely undivided attention, and when I'm with you, I am with you all the way. There is nothing else for me to think about. I just want to give you what you need right now. Anything that it is that you want from me, please ask and you shall receive. Okay. Alright. No, I understand if you are not at a place where you feel like you can talk. That's so normal, and I understand that so well. If you're happy for me to just keep cheerleading for you, I'm very happy to do that. If you want to just sit back, relax, you can feel free to drift off. I know that you have caught very little sleep this week, and that can be so distressing to one's mental health and make a person feel much more depressed and despairing than they normally would. If you want to just lay back while I talk to you, I will not take it as the merest insult if you happen to fall asleep while I'm talking. Okay. Well, listen, there's a few things that I think that you need to know from someone who cares about you very deeply and has cared about you for a long time. Something that I would like to remind you of is that you are enough. You are enough for all of this. Maybe sometimes it seems like you're not. Maybe sometimes you are more than enough, and maybe it is the fault of other people to not recognize that you are bigger than what they can imagine. And maybe sometimes how magnificent you are is intimidating to other people, or they are not equipped to handle what you are, these big ideas that you have, this freight train of energy that you have, this extraordinary creative resource that you draw from within you, that isn't for you to worry about. I'm not going to say that it's not your problem, because of course when your ideas and goals and projects are being brought down by people who fail to see your genius, that does become your problem. But it isn't your fault. And it isn't anything that you can change. All that you need to remember is that you are enough. Most of the time, you are more than enough. At times like this, it can be tempting to believe that these things have happened because you are somehow broken. I think it's very important for you to know that you are not damaged goods. You are perfect and you are whole. I'm not just saying this from an abstract point of view that all human beings are perfect and we are all created equal and whole and unimpeachable right down to our souls. I'm saying that you personally are perfect and whole, and you are, to me, just made of magnificence. And you know that I know about a lot of what you would characterize as your darkness and your faults, your flaws, things that you're not proud of, incidents in the past that you're ashamed of, maybe ways that you have treated people, or choices that you have made that you think that you could have made better and in service of a lighter karmic load, perhaps. I want you to know that all this darkness in mind, you are perfect. Besides, we all know that without the dark, you wouldn't appreciate the light. And I happen to think that even accounting for your darkness, you are made of pure light. Perhaps you're also underestimating how strong you are. Now, I keep saying underestimating, and I hope that it doesn't make you feel bad about your ability to apprehend your own qualities. I certainly don't wish for you to feel as though you have failed yourself by not knowing how fantastic you are. You are very strong. I have seen strength in you and resilience. I have seen you weather storms, and you are strong. Even if right now it doesn't seem that way, you absolutely are. I know that you're going to get through this, and I will do absolutely anything that I can to help you, if that is something that you want. I also just want to stress to you to keep in mind that none of this is deserved. This is not some kind of karmic retribution for anything that you have done in the past. This is simply a run-of-the-mill series of setbacks, and it's unfortunate that so many of them seem to have happened at once. But those are kind of the odds. When you are as much of a powerhouse of a human being as you are, who manages to keep so many plates in the air at once, the odds are higher that some of them will fall, and that some of them will fall simultaneously. like I said, if you don't aim high, where do you land? I know that in time you'll come to see this as just another blip on the radar. And if you can keep in mind that you didn't bring this on yourself, maybe that will help things a little bit. As we have discussed in the past, it can be useful to go soft on yourself. So many of us go extraordinarily hard on ourselves, and we don't give ourselves a chance to recover, and we don't treat ourselves with the kindness that we need. So if there is something that you could do to go soft on yourself today, I think that you should do that. And if that happens to be chilling out here with me and drifting off to the sound of my voice, then I certainly encourage that. I know that you can find it very hard to be emotionally vulnerable. I know that you don't take risks when it comes to interpersonal interactions. But I think that sometimes you need to remember that it's okay to be vulnerable, even if that just means being vulnerable with yourself. You don't have to pretend to be okay. If this is a difficult time for you and you're not okay, then that is what it is. You can just surrender to it. If that means that you need to just hop in the bath and cry, go for it. If that means you need to go on a really long drive and up to a lookout and stare into the mid-distance for a while, go for it. If it means that you need to listen to those songs over and over, indulge yourself in that sad feeling or that frustrated feeling or that angry feeling, do it. There's no judgment here. It's okay to feel what it is that you feel. I want you to know that you are doing an absolutely amazing job. I am 100% convinced that you've got this. Like I said, I admire you so greatly, and you continue to be some sort of inspiration to me in one way or another. And I think about you a lot, and I care about you a lot, and I am genuinely concerned for your welfare. And I also know that you have everything within you that you need to get through this. For now, I'm going to let you just drift off. And maybe just take some time to really check in on yourself, check in on your feelings. Maybe check in on anything that seems to have resonated particularly strongly with you while I've been talking to you today. I'm going to go make you a cup of tea, and I think that I can rustle up some scones with jam and lots of cream because I know that's the way that you like it. And I'm going to put on some music that you like, and then I'll come back, and if you want to talk, you can talk, and if not, let's just chill out. And let's just remember that we're all worthy of love, and we are amazing, and everything's going to be just fine. My dear friend, everything will be well.